Hi, Caden. I hope that you are doing well. All right. So, last week I sort of yapped at you about the harmonic series. Remember, for every note that's played, and really this is for any sort of sound, there exists an infinite number of notes under it and also above it. And we call it the harmonic series. The ones that are under we call undertones, and the ones that are above we call overtones, right? And I was telling you about that to offer a little bit more understanding on why we only have three buttons, but we can still play all 12 of our notes. It's because of those partials. Well, the closeness of our corners, the speed at which our lips vibrate, and the air that we put through the instrument helps you slot into those different overtones and undertones. And then I also had you working on your C major scale. So remember, open, one and three, one and two, one, open, one and two, two, then open again. It should sound like this. And then come back down too. Okay. Today, I want to talk a little bit more about why these scales are so important. So, you've heard me say before that music is very much like a language. And what are some really important things to languages? Well, there has to be a way that we can construct our words, right? Hence the alphabet. So, something that signifies our letters essentially. We take our letters and we put them together and what do we get? Words, right? It's the same thing with our scales. The words for music, I would say, are sort of like chords. And chords are just playing multiple letters at the same time. Some of them fit well together and make words that we recognize. Other ones don't fit so well together, and we have to like look at it a little sideways to sort of figure it out. But inside of our scales, there exist these sort of chords. Excuse me. And because it's a pattern, because all of our scales are a pattern, it will make sense that these scales appear, or these chords appear in the same order in these patterns. And that's true. So we have what is called the term major. And in music, it's a qualitative description, meaning we're just talking about the way that it sounds. So when we say something is major, it means that it kind of sounds happy and joyful. On the flip side, we have this thing called minor, which means it sounds not so happy, kind of sad. Maybe like something not so great might be happening. There's another quality we have called diminished, and that one sounds ultra creepy and ultra scary, and like you shouldn't be standing in the same place for too long. Then, headed towards the brighter side again, we have this kind of chord called an augmented chord. Now, augmented chords don't naturally occur inside of our major scales. They kind of exist elsewhere. But those major chords, those minor chords, and that diminished chord, all three of those are naturally occurring inside of our major scales. And they appear in the pattern major chord, minor chord, minor chord, major chord, minor chord, and then the last chord that pops up is that diminished chord, the one that sounds really scary. But why does that matter? Well, pretty much every song you've ever heard, I'm willing to bet, is based off of these chords that we put together, right? Just like how we have lyrics that we put together for every song. Well, every song has musical words that we put together in order for it to sound like how it sounds. That's where the harmony comes in. Putting these chords together in the order that they go in is what we call a chord progression. And that's what a lot of songs are really based off of, which means they're based off of the major scales. That's why they're so important. All right, buddy. Again, for homework this week, I want you to keep working on that C major scale. You're probably going to get sick of it, but that's the that's kind of the point. We have to be very aware of one, how to play it, but of two, just what it's made out of. We know our C major scale has no sharps, no flats. It's just all natural notes, right? All right, buddy. You have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.